Hey Gemini friends, welcome to today's video. We're going to look at your November 2025 overview. This is for Gemini Sun, Moon, and Rising. Yeah, November's going to be another extraordinary month for you. You have the possibility of meeting a new love interest, dating, or coupled up. Gemini natives will probably get closer this month, and overall business continues to grow. We do have some travel delays forecast, though, as Mercury is in retrograde this month. So it's going to be a busy, fun-filled month for Gemini natives. I put the important dates on the screen below if you want to screenshot them or bookmark this video to come back to as the month speeds by. It's going to be another one of those really fast-paced, intense, and fun months for Gemini. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Sarah, your spiritual BFF, and on this channel we cover everything mystical. In today's video, we're going to take a deep dive into the Western astrology and look at your career, your health, your wealth, your spiritual sector, travel, students, elders, and more. I'm working on the 2026 astrology for Gemini, and I've included a sneak peek at the end of this video, so keep watching to find out what's in store for your career. Obviously, there are thousands and thousands of Gemini natives out there, and this won't resonate with everyone. If it doesn't resonate with you, no worries, just pass it on by, and I do hope you find what you're looking for. So, as you can see, there's a lot happening this month. Mars enters Sagittarius, shaking up that energy. We have a Taurus full moon, which will be a very pleasant full moon for a nice change. It won't be too intense. Venus enters Scorpio, and everyone's thinking about love and romance and intimacy, and our relationships are much more passionate. On the 7th, Uranus retrogrades in Taurus. On the 9th, Mercury retrograde begins in Sag. And this is going to be an interesting one. On the 11th, Jupiter, which rules Sag, retrograde begins. It's going to really impact Sagittarius, and if you have a lot of Sagittarius energy in your chart, you might really feel this. Or if you have someone in your family who has a lot of Sagittarius energy, yeah, you're going to have to be a lot more compassionate with them this month. Mercury retrograde enters Scorpio on the 18th, and we have the Scorpio new moon, which will be a powerful upgrade to everyone's intuition. On the 20th, on the 21st, the sun enters Sagittarius, and Ceres goes direct in Aries. We're going to have a lot of fire energy. We're going to be fired up and ready to go. Take those ideas forward, travel, meet new people, be more social. Yeah, it's going to be a fun time. On the 27th, Saturn is direct in Pisces, and the energy lets up some. And the energy is not quite so emotional. On the 29th, Mercury turns direct, hallelujah, in Scorpio, and travel eases a bit, but we're still in the post-retrograde shadow, so we have 2 more weeks of travel delays and miscommunication. On the 30th, Venus enters Sagittarius, and we are more lavish with our affection. Before we dive into your career, I want to say again that this is a general reading. Looking at employed Gemini natives, you're a bit restless as we begin November. So many possibilities are opening up for you that it can feel wonderful but also overwhelming, and you may really be stressing on what to accept and what to pass on by. And all of that makes perfect sense, and no one really understands your situation but you. Even people that are giving you well-intentioned advice may not understand the bigger picture of how much time, how much money, how much energy you're going to have to devote to these opportunities. And while the income will be good from these opportunities, still the amount of time and energy you have to commit to them could be a deal breaker. So take your time this month to really decide on what direction you want to go into. Thanks to the ongoing Uranus energy, it's much easier now for you to connect with coworkers, and you're more accepting of working as a teammate rather than leading or working alone. Overall, your work performance improves as you are more open to other people's ideas, and you're also taking direction from supervisors with a less critical mindset. So obviously you don't like to be criticized, no one does, but now you can see that some of the criticism that you are receiving at work isn't really meant to be nasty. It's more to help you understand where you need to really focus to improve your job performance. I mean, everything's fine at work. It's just now everyone is trying to show that they are indispensable. And because of that, everyone is giving it their all. And the supervisors and higher ups are expecting more from everyone without increasing pay or allowing overtime or anything like that. Overall, work is good for you. You are busy, you are dedicated, and you're focused. Things are moving faster. And like I say, you're working better as a team. Overall, the work environment is much better. But there could be some tension around layoffs or reductions. But ask yourself, Gemini, is it actually happening or is this just gossip? You know how those rumors float by all the time and people get really antsy and start applying for other jobs and everybody really tries to work hard for about 5 minutes and then nothing happens? It could be another situation like that. So I think your job is pretty stable. Keep showing up, obviously, and your hard work will be rewarded. It may not seem like it right now, but it will later on by mid-March of next year. Possibly see a raise or even a promotion. Plus, there's some interesting things brewing with your career and travel and training in 2026, and I'll discuss that at the end of this video. So overall, this is a more focused month for you, even though you've got distractions of the retrograde planets and a lot of other things happening, still you're going to make gains at work. For gig working, self-employed, and business owning Gemini natives, you're feeling inspired as you continue to see income increase in November. From the 17th to the 20th, it isn't the best time for negotiating business deals or signing contracts. And really, while Mercury is retrograde, we don't recommend this at all. If you've been working on a deal, if you've been negotiating it prior to the pre-shadow, which is about 2 weeks prior to the Mercury retrograde, then I would say, yeah, you're fine. Just make sure you go over the contract to weed out any missing information or details. And if you have confusion over anything, or if you think that there could be something that is implied but not listed, then talk about it, talk it through. And I think everything's going to be fine. If you're really stretched thin with other things going on in your business, then try to arrange this meeting for a more favorable time next month. Overall, your business is taking off, and because of that, you're really busy. And that's a good thing. But you have a lot of these new opportunities popping up. You have people wanting your attention. You have people wanting to collaborate and work with you. And you may be picking up new employees or at least trying to vet some new vendors. So with all of this going on, it's a lot. And if your business is in the arts, this is a great time to see more income roll in as well. Also, support picks up from others during this time. Now, Gemini networks with people and you know so many people, but not everyone seems to support your business. And most of the time, you're fine with it. You can just kind of ignore it and it's fine. But your attitudes toward business, success, and worth are changing. Well, we see in 2026, you're going to distance yourself from those people that are just kind of hangers on, not true friends, not even really acquaintances, but people that just kind of show up for the success, but don't support your business and don't really care about you personally. The beginning of that edit starts in November as you really take a hard look at who is showing up for you and who's just along for the ride. This is a good time for your business with lots of new insights into changes you want to make. You're coming up with creative ideas to move past some challenges that have been ongoing, and you're ready. You're ready to take your business to the next level. For unemployed Geminis, you may see a new job offer arrive early in the month. It's not likely to be the job that you were hoping for, but it is income and it will make a difference, and it will also get you moving again if you're struggling with finances. I would say, yes, accept the job and just think of it as something temporary. And it could be a temporary job or something that is seasonal even. But go ahead and accept it and move forward with it because it is a gateway to something better. Overall, Gemini is going to be busy with their career. Looking at your wealth. Your income is steady as you're adding to your savings this month, Gemini. You're budgeting and organizing your money well now, and it's paying off. You're feeling more secure around spending, saving, and budgeting. This is part of your ideas around success, money, and work evolving and changing. So you don't necessarily have to have X amount of dollars in the bank to feel secure or to feel successful. You understand now that having time and making memories is actually more important than having designer items or a new car every year or whatever idea that was blocking you from the success that you deserve. So if you're applying for a loan, you should hear good news by mid-month. And it's fine. Go ahead and sign those contracts. It's okay to accept it because you were working on those deals prior to Mercury retrograde. I would say avoid gambling or any risky investments as there's too many opposing energies this month and too much retrograde energy, which could cause things to be wonky. By the end of the month, you're shopping for luxury items, Gemini, and that's okay. Just make sure you stay within your budget. Overall, we see the money continue to be stable all month long. Let's look at your health. Gemini, your health looks good in November. But if you have any pre-existing diseases or conditions, you should be cautious. Those with heart or lung issues should prioritize their health and practice self-care. Avoid stress and don't overdo it exercising. Set a reminder to take your meds so you don't forget, as this will be a busy month. Overall, there's no new health risks showing up in November, but again, you need to take care of yourself, make sure you're getting enough sleep, make sure you're taking your meds on time, and that you're eating right. You're going to be very busy this month with travel and family responsibilities and work stuff, so there's not going to be a lot of downtime. You're going to have to make your rest via self-care a priority. But overall, yeah, looks pretty good. Elder Geminis, the new moon is inspiring you to go after a new bucket list item. You could be learning a new hobby, planning a big trip or adventure, or thinking about signing up for a class or purchasing a new piece of equipment. So this is a good use of your restless energy, but you don't have to put your ideas into motion this month. You can give yourself time to thoroughly plan these ideas out, whether it is a purchase or whether you're looking for the best class or whether you're thinking about starting that hobby. You don't have to go full in this month. You can instead research and find the best deal if you're thinking about buying some kind of equipment. Because when Mercury is in retrograde, it's not the best time to buy anything mechanical if you can avoid it. Another big lesson for this month is to concentrate on only one goal at a time, as too many ideas can leave you overwhelmed. You're feeling good, you're taking better care of yourself, and everything seems to be flowing well for elder Geminis. Looking at Gemini students, you too are restless this month. Your ideas around a socially hot topic at school may be challenged this month, so think before you speak. And if you are thinking about changing your classes in any way, adding, dropping, or changing, it would be wise to wait until next year before making any decisions about education. Also, thanks to Mars, you may come off a bit too assertive this month, so choose your words carefully when you're working in groups. But overall, it's just a small bump in the road. There could be some miscommunication around projects, exams, dates, times, things like that. So check and double check. Also, since you have been studying and preparing for exams, I think you're going to do well this month, especially anything scheduled between the 16th and the 18th. You're going to have to be more aware of the impact of your words this month, but overall, this is a good time for you as well. Put off big decisions, though, around education till later in the year or beginning of next year. Okay, let's dive into your romantic sector. Singles are feeling passionate and ready to begin a new relationship this month. In November, don't hesitate to accept invitations, whether it's a work get together or whether it's your cousin's barbecue, because it's likely that this new social interaction can lead to an unexpected connection, and you might meet a person who is someone very different from you, who you probably wouldn't have crossed paths with, but you can feel an instant attraction and connection to this person. Also, there is a possibility a person from your past may show up in November, and this could cause some confusion because you aren't really sure how you feel about this. Prior to this interaction, you thought you were over it. But now you may be a little bit more curious as to what they're doing and why they're reaching out. So just proceed with caution. Overall, a good time for single Gemini natives. If you're dating or a new couple, November may be a month where you attend events, family get togethers, or gatherings. And this could bring some tension or stress into the situation. And it is at its peak from the 17th on. So discuss your feelings. Ask your date if they are comfortable with the situation. And if not, talk it out. This is something where I think by communicating what's expected and what they can expect at these events or gatherings, it will make the situation easier for them and it will be much more enjoyable for everyone. The energy points to growth as a new couple. So I think that going on these adventures together, attending these events and get togethers, will strengthen your connection and deepen your bond. So it's a very good thing, but it may be uncomfortable in the beginning. For married, partnered, and committed Gemini natives, the first week of November you might be a tad bit irritable, and this could cause issues at home. Just watch your temper. If you're traveling with your family, beware that there could be major delays. Have a plan B or a backup plan. Also, this is a month where you and your partner may want to take extra time around making important decisions, and a third party may be rushing you. You may be looking at, let's say, leasing a car or moving or something big. And you've been doing your research, you and your partner have an idea of what you want to do, but there may be an outside salesperson that's trying to rush you into making a decision quickly and putting unexpected pressure on you to sign a contract almost immediately. If this happens and you do encounter this type of energy, take your time. And if the situation says you must, do something within an hour, then walk away because it's probably not for you. If it is the best deal for you, then it will come back around. But don't let someone pressure you into making a decision that you could regret for years. There is a possibility that you too may run into a old lover or close friend during November. And I don't think that you'll have any issues with this because you know that door is shut. Overall, this is a good month for you. Just watch your temper early on. Be prepared for the typical Mercury issues of missed appointments, lost keys, and reservations that never really seem to work. But if you can laugh this off and just go with the flow, the adventures or challenges of this month will strengthen your commitment to your partner, and I think you'll be much closer by the end of the month. It's actually a good time for you as well. So that brings us to your spiritual sector. A spiritual shift is happening globally now, and it's affecting us all, even if you're an atheist. Notice I said spiritual and not religious. And think of spiritual as in whatever sense the word spirit makes to you. And some people do equate spirit with emotions, and that's fine. You may be trying to figure out what the truth is about an ongoing situation, why you're feeling what you're feeling, why your emotions are pulling you in one direction and logic in the other. You may need to research or ask for help to gather information around this situation. But as you do, don't dismiss your inner knowing, because that's another big component, even if you're an atheist, in this spiritual awakening. Our psychic abilities, our spiritual abilities, our energetic abilities, our intuition, our inner knowing, our clairvoyance, our clairsentience are all waking up. And we are changing our attitudes about a lot of factors in our life because we are evolving globally and personally. Gemini is dealing with attitudes about success, responsibility, commitment, family, your place in the world, and your perception of where you thought you would be at this point in your life. And spoiler, probably no one is where they thought they would be. So if you're struggling with those issues of maybe not reaching the levels that you thought you were going to at this age, release that, because that's something that will not help you at all in life. You can't measure your success against someone else's because no one else is walking the path that you're walking. Instead, listen to your intuition. Be open as these gifts continue to grow. Neptune continues to empower these abilities, and with this, your empathy is growing, and this is a good thing. Now you can tune into loved ones much easier, and you may have more clarity around what others are feeling, regardless of what they're saying. So in the beginning, this can be confusing, it can be overwhelming, and you may even think you're going insane. Because if you're not used to being able to perceive on this level or sense things on this level, it's too much. It's like having the television, the radio, and the window open in the city at the same time. It's too much noise. But you can learn over time to shut that window and turn the TV off and be able to set with this energy and really understand what's happening and what's yours and what's someone else's. There's lots of wonderful classes on this out there, and if you need some personal help, you can contact me. My information is here and all over the internet. You're evolving, and you're evolving into a spiritual being. And once again, that's a wide open term. We see for Gemini a new awakening where your words may have a healing effect. And this is really coming online late November. You could also experience more deja vu or have strange and intense dreams. It's important to write down your experiences. Write down your dreams, of course, but also that deja vu as well should be written down because it's all part of this awakening and it will, trust me, make sense later. But it's a lot. So let's dive into your travel. Yeah, as we begin the month, you've got this restless energy, and this grows as Mars moves into Sagittarius. We want adventure. We want to go. Spur of the moment trips are possible, as well as longer trips to foreign lands, because Sag likes to take big trips. But they're also down for a weekend in Vegas. So there you go. It's one of those situations where you have a lot of work responsibility, you have a lot going on with school, you have a lot going on with your family, but you may still sneak off for a mini vacation. You might take a short cruise, or you might even go visit a ski resort or something like that. And there is also the possibility of traveling for educational purposes, going to a retreat or going to a class in another state or even another country. Most of the month, from about the 8th to the 29th, Mercury can cause travel disruptions. So it's wise to buy the insurance and the travel protection. And it's also a good idea to have a plan A and a plan B. Ensure you have necessary supplies with you, currency, snacks, meds, etc., and keep your sense of humor. Also, during this time, your judgment may be clouded around your fitness level. So if you haven't skied, for instance, in decades, perhaps you shouldn't start with the most difficult run, even though you're really good with a skateboard when you were a teenager. Maybe now isn't the time to just jump on and try the skate park. Maybe you need to go a little bit slower. It's not that you're failing. It's not anything against you. It's just that you haven't done this activity in longer than you may think. Lots of stuff happening, lots of good things happening. But as Mercury retrograde energy influences us all, you could have some small mishaps like forgotten keys, misplaced bags, or transportation delays that could be made worse if you have a sprained ankle. Caution is suggested. I don't think there's going to be any big accidents or anything like that. I think it's maybe more like bruises if you try to do something a little bit too daring. But overall, this is going to be an extraordinary month. Work is good, income is steady. It looks like you're releasing a lot of baggage from the past, and with that, feeling much lighter, and it's much easier for you to relax now. Now, at the beginning of the month, you're going to be restless because you have this energy that's driving you, this fire energy from Aries, driving you forward to get stuff done and go out there and make things happen. But with Mercury in retrograde, we see things kind of slowing down. It's a balancing act for most of the month, but it is really overall still very good. October was a great month for you, and November is still a very good month. I am working on the astrology for 2026, and I have included a sneak peek here. Hey Gemini, let's look at your 2026 overview. So many important things are happening. We see lots of good stuff, lots of success, and just wow, it's going to be a year of years for Gemini. So I will discuss your career, your wealth, family life, romance, elder, and student Gemini forecast, as well as some important dates you want to maybe jot down. So let's dive into this. In 2026, Gemini can expect to have a lot of success. You may also add to your family. This could be through a marriage or through childbirth. Your career is set to take off, and you could even possibly relocate. The eclipse season in 2026 will affect all signs. Now, that's a given. But it's going to be very impactful for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So it begins in February with the solar eclipse in Aquarius, followed by a total lunar eclipse in Virgo in March. The Aquarius eclipse is the first of a new series of eclipses across the Leo-Aquarius sign axis, with the nodes shifting into these signs in August, which will change a lot of people's path forward. So expect to see significant gains as well as challenges in late August and lessons to continue into January of 2028 too, to keep us moving forward to this better, more aligned path. So there's going to be a lot of progress, definite rewards as well. A powerful eclipse will occur across these signs through January 2028. So the eclipse across the Virgo-Pisces axis, which we had in 2025, will continue through 2027. So July the 8th through the 30th will be one of the most powerful times for Geminis in 2026. So this energy will lift your spirits, energize your body, and lead you towards amazing opportunities. It could bring once-in-a-lifetime gains as these new opportunities unfold. So make the most of this alignment. And before we dive into your career sector, I want to say hi. This is Sarah, your mystical BFF, and I'm so glad you're joining me today. I do want to remind you that this is my take on the Western astrology, and it includes intuitive insight. Now, this is a large general reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Astrology is very complex, and because of that, not everything will hit with your chart, and that's okay. If it doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't feel right, just leave it behind and take what does. I'm going to cover a lot of information today in this video. You may want to save it and refer back to it several times, because as things unfold, we're going to see lots of changes, and they're good stuff, don't get me wrong, good changes for Gemini. This is going to be all year long. So if you haven't already, I suggest that you subscribe and also tune in monthly for the monthly breakdowns, where I will look at the energy patterns and challenges month by month. And this will give you a better idea of what's really going to be the theme for March or April or those types of things. So, like I say, subscribe if you haven't. Okay, let's do this. Looking at Gemini's career for employed Gemini natives, you should see income improve early in the year. Gemini rising might also see a new stream of income. So this looks very promising. This will be something you've created, perhaps maybe many months back even. And now we see it taking off and really paying off. After about mid-year, you may finally land that promotion at work. You may also gain support from supervisors acting as mentors. This could lead to improved results at work, and there could even be an opportunity for you to step in a more leadership position, or something where you're taking on more responsibility on a daily basis, but also shepherding bigger projects along as well. If this is something that you're excited about, then definitely go for it. I don't think that there's going to be a huge raise if you do accept this. There will be some money, but it's not going to be life-changing for the amount of responsibility you're going to take on. So just keep that in mind. The second half of the year, you may be sent to a training opportunity. Now, if this is offered, go. This will put you in a good spot to not only expand your knowledge and your skills, but also network with important people who could really have an impact on your career. Late September, early August, you could be selected to travel for work to iron out difficulties in another office or another setting. You may be sent to a far-off location, possibly even in another country. Now, this could align with training, but it doesn't really feel like it. It feels more like you're going to be brought in to maybe streamline a process or teach them how you do things or something like that. So this is a big kudo for you. It will definitely be a nice break from your normal work routine, but it could also change a lot of things with how you perceive the world, success, and your place in it. So it could inspire you to even transfer and move house to this new location. Wouldn't that be exciting? Because you know, Gemini loves an adventure. How would it be to live overseas? That would be pretty amazing, wouldn't it? There are a lot of good things happening for employed Gemini natives. It looks like overall employment is going to continue, so you don't really have to worry too much about the layoffs, and that you're going to be as happy, if not a little bit happier than you were last year with your job. Now, if you're a business owning gig worker or self-employed Gemini native, this is a year of success from working with others and in partnership. So February to mid-May is the best time to see your long-term plans come to fruition. You're advised to be more patient during this time as you're ready for the change, and your partner may be dragging their feet. But if you can keep your cool and keep your temper in check, this could pave the way for future success. We also see you tackling ongoing business issues with new insights. You'll be more creative in your approach to these issues. This can lead to unique solutions that will empower your business and make things flow so much easier. Your creativity will take off in 2026 and you'll be flooded with ideas. Gemini may also take on new responsibilities that could in turn open up new opportunities. As you network and expand your reach, you may be approached by someone well-known or possibly even famous, and this could open the door for a collaboration or a business offer probably around June. And with this will lead to another income stream that pays better than expected. Gemini has always been very lucky in attracting the right people at the right time, and we're going to see that highlighted in 2026. Your long-term strategy should really start paying off by November. Then it will be time to set new goals as you have reached so many of your goals in 2026. The whole idea of success is probably going to change over the next 3 years because you are achieving those goals that you thought were going to take you, a decade to reach. Every time you level up, you're going to be looking at the situation differently and setting new goals. And you may worry less about finances and more about peace of mind or having time to travel or things like that. So there's going to be some internal changes going on as well, but we'll talk about that later on in this video. So it's important to note that when these shifts take place in 2026, there will be a predominance of air and fire energy due to Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto all being in either air or fire signs. Air and fire signs are about movement and dynamic expression. Fire expresses itself with creativity, innovation, action, confidence, and sometimes frustration. So this is that movement to think outside the box, create something, and take that idea and run with it. Unfortunately, fire may result in the need to get it done now, and we really need to work on our patience when we have a lot of fire energy moving around. You could struggle with being patient, and you may also see that your temper in general is a little bit more raw, and you're a little bit more explosive in this time period. So just keep that in check. And air, as you know, is all about movement, ability, mental activity, clarity, knowledge, technology, and of course, social interaction. All the traits that Gemini carries proudly, making this a time of change that could leave you overwhelmed, restless, and unnerved from time to time, because that's a lot happening just on its own. But then you put the fire energy with it and it can be very overwhelming. So yes, this will be a great time for you, and it's going to be a very impactful year. But there will be challenges, and you will have to stay on your toes, no sliding or slacking in 2026 if you're serious about success. Both fire and air have a restless quality, and there's always that need to be looking for something or seeking something or trying to learn something. While it's great to be motivated, we just have to follow through with it. That's going to be where the fire really ignites the ideas, and you take them and run with them. And if you can tap into this energy and stay in balance, you should see success that exceeds your expectations.